Hi, Professor Alator. This is Heather Kibler giving my informative speech. I'm from Clinton Community College, and my presentation is on the laptop on the table. The cost of tuition seems to be out of the reach for many people these days. Many people are wondering if it's worth it to go to college when they're going to have to spend the rest of their lives paying back that loan. Others want to make sure that they're getting the best education that money can buy. Is college too expensive, or in the long run, is it a better bang for the buck? 3 things to think about when it comes to college pricing is: why is it so expensive, how does it impact our lives, and what can we do to help lower the cost? Hi, my name is Heather Kibler, and today I'm going to be informing you about the rising cost of college tuition. One of the main questions asked by people are, why is college so expensive? College is so expensive because of the high competition rates between schools. Schools wanting to be the best requires more funds. This is one of the reasons why people are for the rising cost of college tuition. If tuition were to continue to rise, it could impact our lives in many ways. Having a bachelor's degree is a big demand. Having any degree is a big demand. Employers want the employee with a higher education. Another thing that would change is people would start going to community schools over big universities. At a big university, you're going to get the better education, the bachelor's degree, the master's degree, or even a doctorate. If college prices were to drop, more people could go to school. This would help our poverty rate because people would be more employable. Many people are choosing not to go to school because they don't know if the job they'll get after they get the degree will be enough to pay back that student loan. College prices are continuing to rise, and the interest rate is continuing to rise, but the amount of money the government is giving each student is staying the same. Teaching is a great example of a job that does not pay well, but requires you to have a bachelor's degree or master's degree. People can walk into a factory, get a job with no education, and get paid more than a teacher and not have the debt that a teacher does. I personally realized that college prices were rising when I applied for co-college. I applied there and I really wanted to go. My parents were the ones that filled out my FAFSA form, and they went off their financial information. My parents aren't helping me pay for my college, and because they went off their financial information, I didn't get enough money to help me go there. It's not because my parents didn't want to help me, but they financially couldn't. And it's hard for a student to pay for that college money out of their own pocket when they're going to school full-time, so they're only working part-time. And what happens if you do get that loan, and you go to college, you get your degree, and then you can't find a job in that field? On CNN News, it says that you're required to pay back that loan after 6 months of no classes. I interviewed a person who is currently in this situation. He applied for jobs in this area and outside of this area and still no luck. Now he's required to pay $900 a month back to the school even though he has no job. There are many things that can be done to help lower the cost of college tuition. One of the things that can be done is to have a 3-year bachelor's program instead of 4 years. The less time you go to school, the less money that you have to spend. Another thing that can be done is cutting out gen ed. These are classes that students take even though they don't need to take them because it's not helping them in their career choice. It's just helping them to maintain that degree. Another thing that can be done is helping the transition from public schools to colleges. Because oftentimes people start at community college, they want to go to a university, and they can't because their credits won't transfer. This can be really difficult and really frustrating because they want to go and it's a big waste of money because their credits won't transfer. Another thing that people can do is help refinance and reform the financial system. Right now it's really long and confusing, and oftentimes the FAFSA doesn't help people who really need it. Lastly, you can subsidize the students instead of the schools, and this would really help. In all, there's many things that can be done. And the situation that we're in the US is a really sad one because the secret to having a great nation is the education of its youth. And the secret to having a great economy is having a well-educated nation. If people were to be more well-educated and could get jobs and could help lower the poverty rate, things would be so much better. And statistics showed that people without education had higher chances of getting depression, alcoholism, and even drug addiction. If we could make education more attainable for everybody, why aren't we? After you guys have heard the facts, it's up to you to decide if you think college pricing should be raised or lowered. If you want only certain students to be able to go to college and cut out some of the talented people who can't afford it, or if you want to listen to some of the facts that I listed above and use them to help lower the price of college. Because although colleges have reasoning for having excessive admission pricing, It seems to me that the benefits of lowering it, such as helping students with their future and lowering the amount of interest rates and lowering the amount of student loans, outweighs having excessive admission pricing. And here are some of the statistics that show it. On that pie chart, this graph, and the chart. Do you guys have any questions?
No, really good point.